Justin Allgaier, Brandon, it's his 25th win. He passes his boss, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with 24 on the all-time Xfinity Series wins list. How significant is that for Justin Allgaier? And do you think maybe it was a little bit of an interesting competition meeting? I guess maybe it didn't happen today with the delay and everything, but what's going on in Junior Motorsports right now? Do you think Junior might be a little bit more fired up when he gets in that car later this year to get back equal with his veteran driver?
Man, I don't have to tell you how significant that is. Look at that. Justin Allgaier beat Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the all-time win list for the Xfinity Series. We kind of saw it coming, but to say that it's actually done, yeah, Junior's going to be fired up here whenever he gets back in the car. That's big for Justin Allgaier. Another notch in his pocket for whenever he decides it's over, but he's enjoying his time in the Xfinity Series, still able to win races, and his first time to win at Michigan in his career. Also a big milestone for him. But man, he'd love to take that championship though. It's just still so elusive for the 7, and
Yeah.
it seemed like it could be such a reality last year just to slip away, and he's a contender every single year. I mean, it's no issue. It's just getting there and getting it done.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, that's kind of been his white whale in his Xfinity Series career. The one thing that he is continuing to chase. What is this here? I think I'm just doing some quick math in my head. I think 6 of the last 8 years. So since the playoffs began in this series, 2016, 6 of those 8 seasons, he's been in the championship 4. Just has yet to finish in first in that Homestead or Phoenix race. And I guess he doesn't necessarily need to, just have to beat the other 3 championship contenders, but still looking for that elusive championship here. But in terms of race victories, Brandon, let me just go up this list here and tell you some of the names that are ahead of Justin Allgaier. Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, 27 and 29 respectively. Joey Logano with 30. Jack Ingram, Hall of Famer, one of the best Xfinity Series regulars. I mean, you want to go back to the beginning days of the Busch Grand National Series. Jack Ingram's your guy with 31. Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski, 38 and 39. Kevin Harvick, 47. Mark Martin, 49. And of course, we all know Kyle Busch, I think, is going to have that record just as long as Richard Petty has the Cup Series record with 102. But you look at some of those names, all those names really above Allgaier, those are all, if not Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, or at least drivers that are in consideration here. You can maybe say Jeff Burton's a little bit more borderline, but he's been on the ballot the last couple of years and certainly deserving at least of consideration. So, and Dale Jr., who we just passed, is a Hall of Famer as well. So I think, again, I've made this point on this show before. I think if Allgaier gets a championship, maybe even 1 championship, certainly if he gets 2, we'll see how much longer he keeps going here. But I think you have to put him in the Hall of Fame conversation just off of his Xfinity career alone and what he's been able to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to all those names you just said there. I mean, he's not a Cup. He did not go on to be a Cup regular for any length of for any real length of time competitively, like all those
Scott
others.
Motorsports, Brandon.
Yeah,
I mean,
and so
what can you expect him to do with all due respect to the people that are working on those cars? Just
yeah, and he wouldn't want to be there on Sunday anyway. But besides Jack Ingram, he's up there with a bunch of guys that have gone on to win championships in the Cup Series. I mean, just tell me again how he is not a talented driver worthy of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and again, I think that the championship is what's missing here. But just what is so Allgaier's 38. He turned 38 earlier this year. You see, I mean, AJ Allmendinger, we know, that news broke this weekend as well. He's going back up to the Cup Series. They've got him kind of on the seesaw over there at Colic Racing with what series he's competing in. But you look at how competitive he's been in this series into his early 40s. I think Allgaier could keep doing this a minimum 5 more seasons. And just do some quick math here. If he wins 2 races a year for the next 5 years, which I think, with how strong he is and how strong Junior Motorsports is, that might even be a little bit of a conservative estimate. That would put him at 35 wins. And if you give him a championship to go along with that, you can make the argument he's a top 5 Xfinity Series driver of all time, just based on those stats alone. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure he had a lot of fun filling in for Kyle Larson this year at the Coca-Cola 600. And it's a shame that the race didn't get restarted. I would have love to have seen. I mean, I'm sure Allgaier would have had mixed feelings about picking up a Cup Series win under those circumstances. The Milwaukee 2007 flashbacks coming back, even though that was a
Yeah,
totally different
and I mean,
situation there. But
for what it's worth, he kicked butt too.
he did, yeah.
I mean,
And I think what did he end up? I think 13th. That night, yeah, 13th in the 600 this year, and obviously would have gotten credit for the result regardless if Larson had gotten in the car. But that was all him. You know, Larson never got a chance. He got to the track right as the caution came out for the rain. We never got the race restarted, unfortunately. But you know,
in hindsight, I'm kind of glad it ended up that way, just a little bit, just for Justin Allgaier's sake.
Yeah, for Allgaier to come in there. Let's see here. So
that was his 600.
That was his, yes, and it was his third start in a next gen car. He did 22 Bristol Dirt with Spire, and then 22 Talladega with Beard Motorsports. That's it. That was the extent of his next gen experience. And so for Allgaier to get into a Hendrick Motorsports car and come away finishing 13th in that race, expecting that he was just going to be on standby should Larson get delayed, and unfortunately he was. To jump in there, do the full race at least as much as we got in, come away 13th. Again, just another example of the talent that he is. And at this point in his career, don't even know that he would want to be racing on Sundays, even if an opportunity like that opened up. But it's certainly not for lack of talent, and he's shown that in Xfinity here, just on his junior motorsports career alone.
At this point in his career, definitely a personal choice. Loves the time with his family.